Hi guys, it's Andy from Man City Fan TV. Apologies for being a bit late. We were having a few issues with Tom. Tom was freezing and had to change his phone and everything else like that. So, but he's back. He's here. He's made it. So I do apologise. We've run over a little bit, but you're all right, mate. You sorted now?
Yeah, we're all sorted now, loud and clear, and not freezing. I can move around. So yeah, sorry about that, guys.
No, it's no problem. No problem whatsoever. These things happen all the time, so it's absolutely fine, mate. Don't worry about it. Let's see who is on. Catherine Killian is on. Actually, I think it's Sean. Sean, how are you, mate? Hope you're well. Lewis Yates, how are you, buddy? Hope you're well as well. Jack Lee, hello, Blues. Looks like he's on the lash there with those pints. But Noah Pearson, hey guys, how are you, Noah? Hope you're well. Lewis Yates says, hope Martin is okay after the death in his family. Yeah, Martin, we've just been chatting to Martin just before. I'm good, thanks, Lewis. Much appreciated, buddy. Uwe Rosler is on. Good evening, Blues. Good evening, Uwe. Hope you're well. Noah Pearson, my condolences, Martin. Hope you're good, buddy. Leonard is on. How are you, mate? Evening, everyone, and Martin and Tom. Hope you're all well and enjoying your time off. Yeah, hope you are, mate. Who else we got? Raymond Daniel Samai. If is that how you pronounce it? Hello, guys. I'm a City fan from Sierra Leone. Well done. Welcome to the channel, Raymond. Feel free to contribute. Leonard, I'm enjoying my time at work. What are you doing watching this, you? Get back to work. Are the Rags still playing? I don't know, because we've been sorting this out, so I've no idea. Do you know, Tom, what was the fact? Is it finished? Is it over?
The last I saw, it was still 0-0.
No idea. So. Was it? Yeah, that's what I saw. Zach on Westville, we all right, boys? Yeah, how are you, mate? Hope you're well. Leonard said, are the Rags still in a meaningless competition? Get those digs in early. Martin must be having a little break already. He is. He's had a day out with his missus and his family today. I think, or maybe he hasn't. I'm not sure. But I think he was. No, actually, I think he said he was gardening or something. I don't know. He says he's gardening, but he is. He makes his missus do the gardening. Not.
He's playing FIFA.
Yeah, he's probably playing FIFA. He's probably practicing now that he's got to take over Kiam's role.
That's exactly what it is.
That's probably what he's doing. Yeah, I know, exactly. So, Alan, what is this about Pep might be leaving? Yeah, the rumours, Alan, terrible, absolutely awful, mate. I think you've been absolutely done on that one, like a kipper by Martin. Actually, Martin's just come on in the background. I can see him and he's laughing his head off. I think you've been done by Martin somehow, mate, about Pep leaving. So I don't know what's gone on there between you and Martin, but he's there you go. He's done you like a kipper. Sean Fogarty, it's because I was watching on my iPad and it was on my mum's account. Okay, mate, no problem whatsoever. Uwe Rosler says, Leonard London, I saw they were 1-0 up, Greenwood scoring, and I've checked back and it's 0-0. Huh?
Yeah, it went to VAR, didn't it? Yeah.
Oh, that was the earlier one. Yeah, I think I saw that. They were shouting for a penalty, but again, surprise, this time, VAR didn't give them a penalty. Man United are winning 1-0. Ivers says, our loo takes forever to flush. So random. So random. Uwe Rosler, Sir Alan, Pep most certainly will leave, but who knows when that will be. I think it's been a bit of I think he's been played by Martin somehow. I think Martin may have called him a ridiculous o'clock. I think Martin was playing around with something in the background there. Just leave it, buddy. Don't worry about it. Brunei Fernandes, eh? He's some. Yeah.
Must be a new one.
Probably another 350 grand a week player that you might have signed, no doubt.
Yeah.
Pep won't leave after signings. 2 centre backs, left back, attacking midfielder, winger, and striker. Pep is sneaky. He will leave with no warnings and when everything is fine, like he did with the Barcelona. Bruno, you said, Sean. Yeah. Unfortunately, it's in extra time, apparently. Whatever that is. I think it's about United game, I'm guessing. 1-0 United, lads. Another pen for Bruno. Jesus, if they get one out, they're going to get another one. You know that anyway. I don't know whether I should show this. Close your eyes. Alan is not happy. Don't say that in plural, mate. That's nothing to do with me. There's only one of those, not plural. I think that's Martin's doing. Yeah, there you go. Martin's saying sorry about it. I think there's a bit of thing between Alan and Martin about who can get people up in the middle of the night. Lewis says, Andy Tom, who would you have instead of Pep? Nobody. Not for me.
Nobody.
Maybe that's one. I'll be honest with you. It's not one I want to discuss because he's here, he's our manager, and he's got another year at least to go. So maybe if the rumours come out or he makes an announcement, maybe that's a question might look to in the future. Laciel Blur says, appreciated Kiam contribution to the channel and wish him the best. Yeah. Hope you saw the video. If you haven't, go over and watch the video. Kiam sent a message to everybody saying thank you so much. And obviously from Man City Fan TV, all the guys here, I know individually not everybody's had a chance to speak to him. Hi, Jason. Not everyone's had a chance to speak to him from the likes of Carl and Alan and everybody else personally. But I want to say a massive, massive thank you. He's done some brilliant stuff on the channel for us and helped grow the channel. And his FIFA stuff was brilliant. And Martin's got some big boots to fill. I bet that's what he's been doing today. He's been doing this, Annie, all day, trying to work on his technique. God knows after that thrashing I gave him on a few months ago.
He's got a lot of work to do.
He needs to practice. Lil Banter, come on, boys, in blue next Saturday. Yeah, Martin's giving Alan some grief. There you go. You know what's going to happen tonight, don't you? Who's getting a phone call at 3 o'clock in the morning? He just woke me up and told me I was panicking. Oh my God, I will get back. I will get him back. Trust me, I'm sure you will, mate. Carl Blundell's on, the Evertonian. Kiam is a legend. He is, mate. Jack Lee, we shouldn't be thinking about Pep leaving. Yeah, absolutely. It's not something we want to discuss here. What do you think the result will be for Man City versus Lyon game? Ooh, don't know, because we're gonna do a full. We're not going to really talk about it yet because later on in the week we're going to be doing a big Friday night social, and we'll have plenty of guests on that going to talk specifically about the game. So I think we'll hold back on the Lyon stuff until later on in the week when we do the full previews and everything on that. But anyway. Got some bits of news to talk about. And the first thing we're going to talk about is the Champions League squad, which was confirmed today. And the squad is 27. Claudio Bravo, Kyle Walker, John Stones, Raheem Sterling, Ilkay Gundogan, Gabby Jesus, Zinchenko, Laporte, Rodri, Kevin De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, David Silva, Benjamin Mendy, Fernandinho, Riyad Mahrez, Joao Cancelo, Nicolas Otamendi, Ederson, Scott Carson, Phil Foden, Eric Garcia, Gavin Bazunu, Felix Nemecha, Tommy Doyle, Taylor Harwood-Bellis, Cole Palmer, and Adrian Bernardi. Now, as we know, in there we can name all these kids in there. We're just putting them in there for experience of being around sort of such a big game. What do you think of that squad? I mean, it says itself, Tom. What do you think?
Well, yeah, we've gone full strength, haven't we? Everybody's been included from Sergio. Sergio, he might not even be playing against Lyon, but he's already going with them. It shows the intent. It shows the desire to go far in the competition. Everybody's going, which must mean that everybody's fit, or bar Serge. Apparently, he might be on the bench on Saturday, I've heard, so fingers crossed that is true. But yeah, I'm impressed by everybody going, and fingers crossed we can get the best result possible.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because I'm just reading it. I'm just looking back on the article with the squad, and maybe I missed it. Did you hear me say Sergio Aguero?
Yeah, he said Serge.
Did I? I might have read it. I might have just skimmed over that and missed him somewhere. He will be here.
You definitely win the squad, I think, because I looked
Well,
at it earlier.
this is the confirmed City squad. So just stop me in case my eyes are deceiving me.
All right.
And just say yes if I say Sergio Aguero. Claudio Bravo, Kyle Walker, John Stones, Raheem Sterling, Ilkay Gundogan, Gabby Jesus, Sinchenko, Laporte, Rodri, ADB, Bernardo Silva, David Silva, Mendy, Fernandinho, Mahrez, Cancelo, Otamendi, Ederson, Scott Carson, Phil Foden, Garcia, Bazunu, Nemetcha, Tommy Doyle, Taylor Howard-Bellis, Cole Palmer, and Adrian Benabi.
No, search there. I thought he was in it. I read a thing earlier that said he was in it.
That was maybe he is. I mean, that's from the MEN. That's the MEN's confirmed squad article talking about them flying out.
Must be true. Must be true.
Well,
that
I tell you what I'll do is I didn't actually look on the City website.
Oh yeah. We'll
So
definitely know then.
Maybe it should. Maybe because obviously they can swap in and out. But let me just see if there's anything up on the website. Here we go. Traveling squad. Maybe the MEN missed it. But
maybe he's flown with them, but isn't going to play. Maybe that's what it is.
He's not on that list.
No, but he was on the plane.
On the official site, he's not on that list. 27 squad. So talking about maybe Sergio would be on the bench. He's not that 27. Are you surprised about that?
Very surprised. There was always talk that he could be back for the Madrid game. They delayed that. He could have been on the bench for the Lyon game. It's obviously not going to happen. And obviously, because the 27-man squad is for all the games if we get through. So I imagine
it can be changed as well.
So I've seen he was definitely on the plane because he walked on with Mahrez. So
did he?
Yeah. So maybe that's where people have obviously seen him going on the plane and thought that he's playing. So that's why they put him on the list. So
yeah.
But yeah. It'd be interesting to see what happens, really. Hopefully, he
comes
back
or not put him on the list. But maybe he's gone out there with the team and everything else. But that list is not on the MEN list and he's not on the official website list.
No.
So looks like Sergio Aguero won't be in the team or fit certainly for this particular weekend. So with regards to the other little bit of news today. City winger Jack Harrison has rejoined Leeds United on a season-long loan. So he'll be on loan for the 2021 season with a view they claim, to making the deal permanent. Now, we know he's made 91 appearances and scored 10 times for Leeds. And obviously, they're back in the Premier League for the first time in 16 years. Now he's 23 now, so he's not a kid anymore. He had that season at New York City FC where he did really well, and Bielsa wanted him back for another year, and it looks like that's what's going to happen. Now he has a contract with City until 2022, so he's going to be there for 2021. That gives him 1 year left on his contract, and who knows if he has a really good season for Leeds in the Premier League. We might get some decent money for him because, if he has a good season. Have you seen anything of Harrison?
Yeah, I have actually. Because obviously where I'm from, there's a lot of Leeds fans, as you can imagine, and a lot of my friends are Leeds fans, and they like him. They think he's a really, really good player. And I've watched him. He's very good on the ball. He reminds me a little bit of Foden in that sort of aspect, but he's a little bit more. He's a bit more physical than Foden, if you get what I mean. But you can't really. He's not. You can judge him from next season because you can't really judge him in the Championship. As much as everybody says it's a good league, it's not the same as the Premier League. You look at Fulham, you look at Norwich. Look at Timo Pukki. He's absolutely world class in the Championship and comes up, has a quality start, and then fails. So the Premier League, this next season's Premier League is a great occasion for Leeds. He's gone back there. He feels like he can play there. And if he has a good game, if he has a good season, then brilliant news for him because I wish all the best for him, And if we can get a bit of money for him, then that's how City's business work with these youngsters. Look at Aaron Moy, look at Patrick Roberts, look at those guys. You know what I mean? So it'll be good if we can get some money out of him, because I don't think he'll ever play for us, because I don't think we need him really.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of comments about him, high hopes for him in particular, but we'll see. It looks like he'll possibly have a year. Hopefully, he does well. That'll bump up his price, certainly if Leeds stay in the Premier League next season, and he has a good season for him, then we might get a good return on him, because I don't think it cost a great deal. I think it was around 10 million quid or something like that?
Something like that, yeah.
It wasn't a lot of money, so if you could double your money on it, brilliant. Let's go back and just have a look, see any comments on there. What we're going? Should Man City pay Koulibaly? We're going to talk, Sonny, Matthew, welcome to the channel. We're going to talk about Koulibaly at the end, mate. So we'll come back to that one. Shadow Rundown, Bernardo Silva got to spend his birthday in his hometown. Bless, yes. He's out there at the moment, and it is his birthday today, so happy birthday to Bernardo Silva. Shedders, what about Merlin signing for Lazio? Still waiting for it to be confirmed and everything. I think there's still I still think they're a little bit off in the negotiations, but if he does, he does. Good luck to him. Let's face it, if he wants to spend 2 years in Rome, beautiful city, I'd quite like 2 years in Rome, if I'm being honest with you. Yeah, lovely. Bit of nice culture. Big fan base, and yeah, I'm sure he'll do really well.
I'm wearing the sky blue too.
Absolutely, yeah, spot on. That's 3 years on loan. Why don't they put an obligation to buy and stop them taking the mick? They aren't skin. You're talking about Jack Harrison there, Uwe. I think, I'll be honest with you, I think, I don't know, my opinion is, I'll ask Tom in a minute, but my opinion is he came over from New York City FC, went on loan, and they've probably been monitoring him while he's been in the Championship with Leeds. They probably just want another year to watch what he's like in the Premier League. God, I mean, can you imagine if he absolutely tears up the Premier League? Whoop, there you if he absolutely tears up the Premier League for Leeds next season and has an absolutely superb, City might go, what if Ferran Torres has a stinker next season, and then they see Jack Harrison on the left going, wow. I don't think they're in any rush. I think they know they'll get the money back on Harrison. I don't know. What do you think, Tom?
Yeah, the initial understanding that I thought that he went out on loan to Leeds, and because of such success, he enjoyed the Leeds. So they obviously he's gone again now.
Yeah,
and he's succeeded very well there. The fans love him, and he probably just wants to explore Premier League football. He's going to be a first team regular because Hernandez, who's one of the other midfielders, he sometimes comes in there too. He's aging now. I think he's 34 or 35 this year, so he'll be going out. So he could have a place there as well. So he's 23. He's coming to the Premier League, first team football. It's a no-brainer for him, really, because he's still going to be playing all the same teams, and he's playing with a good team, good manager. Bielsa, Pep will be happy that he's staying there because they look at the same philosophies, and it's an ideal place for any of our youngsters to go, really, because it's sort of like how we like to play football anyway. So it's sort of a good place for our youngsters to go,
especially under Bielsa. And I also think, I mean, I get what you're saying, Uwe, but if you think about it, if City would say, this season there was a clause in the contract that, you must buy him after 2 years on loan and things like that, how much would we really get for him right now? We probably won't get much more than we paid for him. Might get 15 million, maybe. But if he has a really, really good season in the Premier League, and even if City don't want him at the end of next year, he could treble his money. It could be 25 million. So I don't think City are that bothered. I think they'll just want to see his progress in the Premier League and see how he does under Bielsa. And Bielsa's a great manager for him. And then take it from there. And if they want to bring him back, they can do. If they don't, they'll just... And if he plays really well, Leeds will want to keep him, which means they'll have to pay significant price for him. So I think it's a win-win for City all round. But anyway, on to that's Jack Harrison. So we'll see how he does in there. Talking about the new signings and when will the new signings be in? Well, according to the MEN tonight, they're saying that obviously because we are in, could be in two or three more games at the end of the season, that it could be 30 days that City will have a break before resuming back playing again. So, but that's all dependent on, if we got knocked out on Saturday, then 30 days from then is when everyone could be back ready to resume sort of training and things like that. So we'll wait and see on it. Obviously, if City go all the way to the final, then we'll see what happens at the end. Another player, somebody that we like, John Stones. What about John Stones' message, Tom?
Well, I didn't know whether to cry or smile. It was one of those, really. It was one of those. I saw it at work on my lunch break, and I was like, "What's going on here?" Honestly, if he wouldn't, I can't really describe it, because fair enough saying you enjoy staying at the club, but then saying he wants to enjoy his future when he's strongly linked to be going out of the club is really weird.
Yeah.
If he wants to, listen, I can't complain about his performances since he's come back after lockdown. I think he's played pretty well. I can't believe I'm saying this, but he has done. He's one of those, if he's going to play for us, if he's going to try and get back into where his form, then I want him to do well. If he's determined to stay and wants to prove that he's a good defender and see out his contract, then let's see what happens. What's the worst that can happen? He goes on a free in a year or two or whatever it is. So yeah, mixed feelings about his post. Let's just say that.
Yeah, I mean, his post, if you haven't seen it, on John Stone's official, he said, 4 years ago today, I signed for this amazing club. What a 4 years it's been. 2 Premier Leagues, 1 FA Cup, 3 EFLs, 2 Community Shields. I have loved every minute and I am looking forward to my future here. And then hashtag MCFC. So, I don't know. What's going on here? I think Martin's in and he's
I've
messing.
Seen enough of him.
Yeah, he's messing about with stuff. But don't worry about it, Martin. If you can remove that from there, that'd be great.
Thank God for that.
Yeah. I don't know where it's Martin in the background. Can you hear clicking? Like somebody's typing. I don't know. Maybe it's
me. I think it's Martin, isn't it?
Is it? I don't know, but I can hear clicking and typing in the background. So
definitely
maybe
not me.
No, but he's muted and he's not on, so it can't be him. It's like a clicking thing. Hey, what we got here? We've got sorry, that was on earlier. We were chatting. Let me just go up because I don't know. We had I think we had a. Did we? Maybe not. I thought we had a super chat. Yeah, but I don't know where that's gone. Maybe it's just come up a bit further down. Oh, it is. It was there. It's Alan.
Watch your back.
Watch your back, Martin. There you go. So Martin, you better be careful tonight. So yes, that's that clicking in the background. I don't know what that is. I think Stones good for 2 Leeds on loan. Yeah, maybe. I don't know whether you can pop your headphones in or something.
Do I put myself on mute while she's speaking?
Yeah. Just pop it on mute just for a minute. There you go. It's Tom. I don't know whether if he's playing. Are you playing it on any other device in the background? No. So it's Tom with his clicking. I don't know. It must be his nan. His nan must be on a keyboard or something. What else have we got here? Galaxy Apart says, Man City Fan TV, would you have Tosin as a 4th choice centre back or Harwood-Bellis? Right, I'll bring Tom in. Tom can answer this one. This is from Galaxy Apart. So,
I'd like to see Tosin come in. You know, he's got a lot of potential. I quite like how he plays. Every time he's played for us, he seems to play really well. Yeah, I think he's always seems to always put a good performance in. And obviously, if Garcia is going, I think he'll be a very good replacement. And I think he fits in well too. You know, I think everybody likes him. He seems to get on with all the guys. Pep likes him. They always seem to have a good bond when you see them walking into the ground, into the training ground and stuff. So yeah, I'd like to see Tosin come in. I think it'd be a good idea. That.
don't know whether you want to go back on mute, but I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I haven't watched a lot of him since he's been out of the club. I'll be honest with you. I think the last game I saw him when he played for City, I can't remember. I think it was a cup game against Bristol. Was it Bristol City we played? I think that was his last game for City. I was there watching him, and he looked like Bambi on ice. I'll be honest with you. He looked a bit all over the place. Now that was 18 months plus ago. So I believe he's done really, really well out on loan, and you know they rave about him. So maybe he does. Maybe he does. He is given an opportunity. The problem being is that if he's playing week in week out, is he really going to come and sit on the bench for cup games and the odd game here and there? Will that stall his development? That's the only problem with it. It's so difficult. If out of the two, you gave me the choice, and that was it. You said Harwood-Bellis, Galaxy. You said Harwood-Bellis or Tosin. I'd take Harwood-Bellis if I'm being honest. I really like him. I think he looks. I think he looks very, very good. And I've said it all along. I would prefer Harwood-Bellis to Garcia. I just think he's a better defender. If I'm being honest, maybe not as technically gifted on the ball, but I do think Harwood-Bellis looks a class player. But we'll wait and see. Stones would do well at Leeds. We might go back to Leeds. Good shout that. Maybe he could do. Will we keep Bernardo? Pep won't sell him. Okay. Wasn't going to cover Bernardo tonight because I think a lot of it's garbage rumours, if I'm honest. But seeing as though the question's been asked by badly made content, what a name that is. Tom, Bernardo, can you see any of these rumours being true?
I can't see it being true. Surely not. He's not had the best of seasons this season, as we can all agree. But he's such a good player. He's got everything. He says he's already settled in. You listen to some of the interviews he does with Talk Sport and Sky Sports. He did one a few in lockdown with his Christmas tree in the background. He seems to have settled in well. Everybody likes him. I can't see why he'd want to move away, really, because it's not like he's moving to another club in England. He's moving to a whole new country, a country that he's never played football in. He's 3 years here. He's settled in nicely. Everybody likes him. I can't see it being true, to be honest with you. He's got quite a lot. You know, going to a Barcelona side that, number one, is aging. Number two, has lots of problems. And number three, relies on a certain person to control what's happening within the club, and he's a player. I don't think it's the right move for him. Look at Felipe Coutinho. That's all I'm going to say. Look at Ousmane Dembele. Look at him.
Good point.
I think it'd mess his career up because the Spanish league is a complete drop down from the Premier League.
I mean, I can understand the draw, Barcelona, things like that, but I don't know. I don't know how much truth is in there, if I'm being honest with you, with the Bernardo stuff. And let's face it, this season, I agree with Tom, he probably hasn't been at his best, but he has been in and out the team. But he was player of the season last season for City. And if you think about it, how much would he cost Barcelona if we wanted to sell the likes of a Bernardo? They haven't got the money. They just simply haven't got the money. I mean, the rumours I think I read were they're going to throw in Semedo and other players and things. I mean, it's like, well, how many players do you want to throw in? Give us 3 or 4 players. Then maybe probably people will talk about it. I don't want him to leave. I think he's such a not, I won't call him a utility player, but he can play right wing, left wing, centre mid, in a 10 as a false nine. He's so flexible, and he's only young. I don't want him to go, and I we'll wait and see. I can't see Barcelona being able to stump up the money that City would want for a Bernardo Silva. But hey, stranger things have happened. Robert Robinson, City should go for Jamal. Jamal? Any more Jamal? Somebody? Maybe? I don't know. Galaxy says Leeds won't be paying 20 million for Stones. Maybe not. Paul Standall says, I really hope Stones stays. I like Stones, think he needs a run in the team. Read a lot on social media over the last 2 days, people saying that they would prefer Stones and Laporte to be the centre-back pairing. They always believe that Stones plays really well when he plays with Laporte, and I don't know. Who knows? I think we'll have to wait and see. Any news on Diego Carlos? No confirmed news. I mean, only transfer rumours. It shows you here, Stones is crap. Always has been, always will be. Selling to Macclesfield, says Stephen Pondemster. You mean Jamal Lewis? Don't know, Tom. Jamal Lewis?
No, not for me.
No, not me either.
I think it's a step down from some of the players we've got. I don't think he'd fit in well.
What wasn't he linked with United?
Yeah, I think he was.
I thought he was. Yeah, I thought apparently there was rumours that he was being linked with Man United, but
Yeah,
I don't
he's
know.
definitely a player to go to there because he'll get 280 grand a week,
Yeah,
and he'll be fine.
absolutely. Iona Beat says, why does a midfielder have to go? David is leaving, so if we sign someone that would take his place. I'm not sure anyone said a midfielder has to go. We didn't say yes, a midfielder has to go. We were just saying we would. I don't know. I don't know what actually. Can you clarify on that? Because I'm not sure. Iona, I'm not sure what you mean. Why does a midfielder have to go? I don't know what. Maybe you're replying to somebody else who's commented on here. Klozowski, Siemens. We need a good centre back. Ruben Diaz is the best option. Did watch him a few times. Absolute bulldog. Any news about him? No. And it's the same old, same old. Going to cost 120 million quid or euros, and City are not going to pay that. As we'll see when we talk about Koulibaly at the end to finish off with. Liverpool, that was it. Yeah, thanks, Pardo Oaks. It was Liverpool, not United. It was Jamal Lewis was Liverpool. Thank you. Jay Fresh as well. Yeah, thank you. That was who it was. It didn't stick because it's not City, so I'm not really bothered who else it was. I just remember reading something about it. Martin says players will come in and players will leave. Yep, of course they will. Absolutely. Sonu, I'm thinking maybe we get in another midfielder. Maybe. Which leads us on to Pardo Oaks, which is the next thing we're going to talk about, and that's Aouar from Lyon on Saturday night. I've seen Aouar live. I was in Lyon for the Champions League game, and I watched him, and obviously in Manchester. Not for me, I'll be honest with you. But it's all about opinions. But the rumours are, well, news. I don't know. It's rumours because we've been touted with him for, I think, 8, 9, 10 months. But it says City are once again being touted with a move for Houssem Aouar, but could face competition from Arsenal. Now it says they could reignite their interest in the Lyon midfielder, according to reports. They don't really tell you who the reports are from. The usual from sources, from reports. City are looking to improve the squad after a disappointing domestic campaign. But we've got Torres and Aki. Though MEN Sport understands that another new centre-back remains a priority, the Blues are being linked with plenty of midfielders due to the imminent departure of captain David Silva. The latest name to re-emerge is talented Aouar, who's been repeatedly linked with a switch to the Etihad over the last 2 years. And there you go. It's been going around and round and round. And what they normally do is, I've not read this article, but normally they'll say Pep's made a comment about him and he loves him and that's why he's coming to City. But he has another opportunity on Saturday to show what he can do. Now, Lyon sporting director Juninho admitted that it would be logical for Aouar to be sold, and it's claimed that Lyon wants 60 million euros for him, but that price may have to be lowered as a result of the coronavirus pandemic. However, City could face competition from Juve and Arsenal, who are also said to be interested in Houssem Aouar. So, Tom, Aouar, 60 million, same price we paid for Riyad Mahrez, comes in, plays in a similar role to Mahrez. Where does that leave Mahrez and where does he fit into Man City if he was to come in? Seeing as though we've just signed for Torres.
See, I've watched, like you, Andy, I've watched Aouar live, and he's not that good. You know, he's not great. He's not better than anybody that we've got at the moment. I personally think, I like Mahrez anyway. I think Mahrez is the better option. I think he can play better football. It's a risk. Bringing somebody in. That money again, 60 million. It's different with Ferran Torres, 20 million, it's not as bad. But when you're playing 60 million for a guy who's been, they were a relegation threat, Lyon, at one point last season, I think it was. He's one of those, isn't it? If he comes, then I'll support him because I like to support any player that does come into the club because they've wanted to sign for us because we're Man City. And as a fan of City, I'll support anybody that comes in. But we'll see. If he comes, then perfect. But there's other people out there that are better than him for the price, and I'd rather spend the money on another centre-back because that's where we really need something at the moment. That's one of the positions where we need something because Ferran Torres can play in a midfield role and so can Mahrez. So we've got really cover everywhere up there, really.
BHE, if he says Aouar plays Gundogan's role, not Mahrez, well, he plays on the right of midfield and the right wing, so it's not... Gundogan plays a deep holding role generally, just slightly in front of Rodri. Okay, so if let's say he is a deep lying midfielder, whose position is he going to take? Kevin De Bruyne's? Nope. Is he going to take Phil Foden's next season? Nope. Is he going to take over Bernardo Silva? Nope. So this is the thing. Where does he fit in? Only leaves one option, is to push him out on the right wing where Mahrez plays. Is it? And I agree with you. I'll be honest with you. I'd rather have Mahrez. Mahrez is proven. Look at his goals and assists this season. But it's one of those. It's like you get named all of these players. It's where do they play? How are they going to fit in? Or, they're going to come from, playing every week, being a regular, to coming into a City squad, which, what are they going to do? Sit on the bench? And I know there's rotation, but a player like Aouar's not going to want to sit in the City team and play as a sub 1 week, maybe starting a League Cup the next, maybe rotate here. And, I can't see it. I just can't see it. But who knows? Unless maybe a Bernardo Silva is going and there frees up that type of... I don't know. I can't see it. I'll be honest with you, because then we'd be overloaded with players in the same position. But Pep does like a midfielder. Iona Beat says, I rate Foden highly, but I'm not convinced he will be playing centrally next season. Don't really see him as David's replacement. Tend to disagree with that, but, he is flexible. He can play in different positions, which is why it's so good for the team. It really, really is. But Sonu says, I think Aouar's 50-50. I don't know whether you think that, is that 50-50 coming to the team, or... do you think that's 50-50, as in you're not sure 50-50? Galaxy Apart Braf could be fourth or fifth choice for the wingers. Maybe, yeah, maybe he could. Maybe. It's funny, Braf's not been included in the travelling squad. Nemecha has, but Braf hasn't. Braf's been, training around with the squad for the last, few months. So that's interesting. I've got a funny feeling with Torres coming in. I think Braf might go on loan. I think they might send him out on loan for a year. Even though it does look very exciting, I think they might just want to see him when he plays against men, week in, week out. And it could bring him on it could bring him on massively. I don't know about you, Tom. What do you think of? Galaxy said maybe fourth or fifth choice winger, but fourth or fifth choice winger getting many games, is it?
Fourth or fifth choice winger is not going to get you hardly any games.
Yeah.
You're looking at third choice for the cup games. Foden can play winger. You know what I mean? Foden, like you said, Foden can play winger, and he plays it well.
Yeah.
I can't see him. I can't see where he'd play. Obviously, before Ferran came in, I'd have said maybe he could play some FA Cup games, some Carabao Cup games. Maybe if we get through Champions League group stages and we've got a few pointless ones at the end, maybe he can play there. But there's not really anywhere that I can see him playing. It's sad because he's got so much potential. But like you say, it's from the step up from the EDS to the men's level is quite a big step. So maybe going out on loan for a year is what City are wanting to do to make him progress and make sure that he's getting enough game time to progress into that stage, because it's important that a young player with so much talent that he does get some sort of understanding of the actual men's professional sport rather than the EDS, because it's a big step. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, anything can happen really. But yeah, I think he might go out on loan.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. Like you said, maybe needing a year in men's football for him. Might do him well, especially with all our feeder clubs and everything else. They might just want to see him. Let's face it, they'll have seen him in training and know what he's like. I think the difference with Foden was Pep wanted him staying with David Silva in training and all the others, and he wanted him there. And that was the difference about not sending Phil Foden on loan, because he knew he would be ready when he said he was ready. I think maybe some of the kids do need a spell away and have a look at them. But maybe we'll wait and see what happens with Braf. Let's see what else, any other comments before we move on to the last couple of things. We need a striker and another midfielder as Foden is not ready for the first team. What? I don't know. I'm sorry, mate. I completely disagree with you. Tom, I let you obviously say. I don't know whether that's I don't know what that's about, but go
on. I'm just trying to read that again. That's crazy. I'm reading it twice just to make sure he's actually just said that Foden's not ready. Wow. But he tore Van Dijk apart when he played against Liverpool, and you tell him he's not ready. You know what I mean? There's not many players that can do that in this modern day football. Every game that he's played, he doesn't look out of place. Sometimes you can tell youngsters apart from the professionals, but if a man like Kevin De Bruyne can trust him with the ball and to play football with him, then that says it for me. To be honest, if Kevin De Bruyne says,
when you think return leg 2-1 up against Real Madrid was so important, because let's face it, we would have went out at that point. It wouldn't have looked good on Pep going out. And if Pep trusts him to play against Real Madrid, when we've only got a one-goal lead, I think that says it all for me. I think he's definitely ready. He's been primed for this, hence why I don't think he's gone out on loan. I think Pep's kept him here, drilled him in training with day in, day out, saying this is how we play the system, this is how we play this system. He's been learning from the best in David Silva for me. But it's all about opinions. I can't agree with that one. Klosowski Siemens says we need to learn by mistakes. We lost Silva next season. I hope we won't do the same mistake as we did not replace company. We need leaders. When Mahrez leaves, then Braf can take his place if he is patient. Maybe. Alex Portalada says Foden is amazing for his age. We need to play him more because he will only get better. Well, I mean, this is said on Twitter this morning, somebody posted something about Foden saying, yeah, be at West Ham by the time he's 26. And he hardly plays now, and actually posted in the figures and said he played 38 games this season, scored 9 goals, got 8 assists. 38 games in all competitions, 9 goals, 8 assists for a kid.
Not bad.
Says it all. Foden is still young. He has 100% to be there. I agree, David. Well, we're going to talk about Koulibaly in a minute, mate. We've got. Let's get rid of some of the Cop Wombles who are coming on. Jamie Shaw, if Phil gets full season a regular player, he will be world class. I agree. Totally agree with you there, mate. Foden is only 20 years old. What do you expect from him? In Pep, we trust. Absolutely spot on. But can we really afford to put that pressure on Foden to replace David Silva? Okay, I'll just say what I just said before. This was such a massive game. It was the biggest game, one of the biggest games of the season for City. And David Silva didn't play. Phil Foden did. That says it all. If that's pressure, why wouldn't he have played David Silva instead of Phil Foden? I think Pep trusts him 100%, and we have to trust Pep that he knows when he's ready. Remember, we've had, Neil Custis and all the others going, oh, he'd be a bench player, oh, he's this, that, and the other. And, we just said 38 games he played for City last season. Pep's done everything spot on with Foden, and Foden's going to be the future. Stop putting Iniesta, he is. If Foden starts in the first team, which position would he play? Well, we've just been talking about that, Shiv 3D. He can play a false nine. He can play on the left. He can play on the left of midfield. He can play on the right. He's so flexible. That's the good thing with him, which is so great. Send Foden out on loan. I know. Foden handles pressure very well. He's the perfect replacement for David. Spot on with that one. When Pep plays Foden a few games in a row, I see his level drops. Yeah, I mean that's a yeah. But that'll come. That's age as well. And remember, he's getting older. So he might have done whatever. He played Foden because of the weather. I think you're on a bit of a piss take tonight, mate. Because I really can't believe that you actually meant that. Kurt's on. How are you, buddy? Good to chat to you earlier, mate. Love the double pivot in the big games. I read an interesting article talking about the tactics behind Pep. Really interesting from a guy in India. And can't remember what it was called. One something or other. One Football or something like that it was called. Really interesting breakdown on three big parts of the game against Real Madrid. So go over and have a watch of that, which leads on to the last couple of points I want to do before we wrap up. Very quickly, City are close to signing Flamengo left-back Caio Roque, 18, is said to be close to sealing a transfer to the City Football Group. City have already signed young Brazilian Yancuto and are looking to sign his under-17 international teammate Diego Rosa. And while Roque was not part of the under-17 World Cup winning squad, he has a Brazilian under-17 title to his name and is highly rated at Flamengo. Now, Bola VIP say a deal of €5 million is close to being agreed for Roque to join new CFG side Lommel, with Flamengo negotiating a sell-on clause should he be sold to City or other clubs in the future. The arrival of Dominic Torrent as the new Flamengo manager will apparently see a more formal partnership struck between the club and the CFG, which it's that model again. Try and get these kids for really, really, peanuts, €5 million. Try and get them out on loan. Try and see what they do. Try and get them a work permit. And if it don't work out and they don't really do anything, we don't really lose any money on them. But you look at how much we sold last season. A year ago, it was like 150 million from selling a load of the kids. That's the model City have got now, which we can spend on players. So I think it's a great model. But we'll see what happens with him. But on to the last bit of news. Somebody asked it. People keep asking it. When are you going to talk about this? Here it comes. Here's another one. What about Koulibaly? Anthony Abraham says, can't believe Napoli still value Koulibaly €100 million. What about Koulibaly? Yes, we're going to talk about Koulibaly to finish off tonight. Well, as it stands, it looks like there's a massive difference between what Aurelio De Laurentiis thinks of Koulibaly's figure and anywhere near what Manchester City are even thinking about paying for him. And the overall feeling is that the latest offer from the Etihad Stadium stands at €55 million. Not pounds, euro. And De Laurentiis is standing firm on €90 million. I mean, it's it's like, Jesus, it's almost double what City would be willing to pay for him. So I don't know, Tom. I don't know what this is going to run with the Koulibaly fans, with City fans, with the ones who like him, the ones who think it's too much money. I don't know. We had the discussion last night about it. Oh well, me and Carl did. Thoughts? Looks like, I mean, according to the rumours, these are just rumours, that City are only willing to pay around €55 million. I think they've probably got a bit more than that, but that's the rumour.
It's one of them, innit? Everybody thinks he's this good player, world class. Now people are probably gonna get down my neck, but he didn't look world class the other night. And world class players are supposed to show up in the big games. And in the past week, I've seen two so-called world class players knock the teams out, in Varane and Koulibaly. 55 million euros. It's a lot of money these days. It's a lot of money anyway.
50 million, yeah, just over 50 million.
But then if you look and say John Stones was worth 50 million, then you can understand why.
English.
Yeah. That's exactly
Premier League experience. That was why he was so expensive.
That's why. Yeah. And then the City need to just play it by ear, We don't need to rush into it. We've got support, John Stones had just said that he wants to commit his future to us. That's obviously showing us a point. We've just signed Nathan Ake. Otamendi's, we don't know what's happening with him at the moment, but if he stays, we've got him. There's no point rushing into it. That's all I'm saying. We were going to go for Mahrez in the January transfer window before we signed him. Leicester wanted 90 to 100 million for him. We got him for 60 in the summer. Anything's possible. Yeah. Prices decrease. I know Mahrez is a completely different ball game because he was younger, and obviously Koulibaly will be venturing on to 31 then. So you're talking stupid money for a 31-year-old. But I've always said that he's a good player, but he's one of them, innit? He's like, see how it goes, and if he comes, doesn't he? You know what I mean? I'm not saying he's a bad defender, but 90 million's too much for a guy who cocks it up in one of the biggest games of Napoli's past 5 years. You know what I mean? So yeah, we'll see how it goes. But I'm 50-50 with it. I was confident in getting him before, giving him praise, but after seeing that, I can't see what all the great comments are about him, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he's a great player, and lots of people say they watch a lot of Italian football and they've seen him and they think he's brilliant, and I mean that's fine, that's absolutely fine. I've seen him on numerous occasions, and some of his games he's been okay. Other games he's had decent games, but I mean that performance the other night was horrendous. But I'm still quite happy to have him, but not at that price. Not at that price at all. Well, he's proven it. If City are saying 55 million euros, if the rumours are true, and they're saying 90, that shows you where City are at. It wouldn't surprise me if we come in the middle, and go for around about 70 million euro, and maybe Napoli might sort of give up on that and go, right, okay then, because they need the money. But not no way. No higher than 70 million for me. I would probably say 70 million euro rather than pounds. But Varane was crap, remember, but he ain't crap. Varane was crap, remember. Yeah, but the difference between Varane and Koulibaly is Varane got 2 assists. Back at you, Martin.
That was class, that, Andy. Fair play to you. That was a good one, that.
No, Varane. I mean, I called for Varane, didn't I? I said that on my post-match fan cam. I think he's a brilliant player, but then I had a bit of a
Well, he
nightmare.
scores. He gives you assists, you know.
Yeah, of
Defending
course he
assists,
does.
you know.
Yeah, but remember, but not the assist in our goal. Thank you very much.
Richard Dunn. Better than Richard Dunn at
Yeah,
that.
well, yeah. But the thing is that this is my whole thing. I do think it's difficult because I think with strikers and midfielders to a certain degree, or wingers, you probably can get away with a bit more in the Premier League if you've played in it before. I think with centre backs, it's such a risk. If you've not played in, you don't play in a league, and there's not many leagues like the Premier League. You come from
No.
Italy, it is very slow. You come from La Liga, where most of the time it's quite slow and crap teams. And then you come to the Premier League, where it is just frantic. I don't know. I think I think the problem being is it's such a massive gamble for certainly centre backs, maybe even full backs. But I think you probably get away with it a bit more with a midfielder, winger, or a striker. Striker comes, doesn't score. Is what it is. But the problem being with a striker is you can give them 10. It might take them 10 attempts to get a goal, but they'll get a goal. But you can't have 10 mistakes as a centre back. Otherwise,
No.
that's 8, 9, 10 goals against you. So I think it's difficult, and that's the big problem. And I think that's why, if put it this way, I think Martin said before, it's not our money, so I don't care. Well, City clearly do care because
Yeah.
otherwise they'd pay the 90 million. It's that simple. So I don't know.
Yeah, for me, it is important, the back five, if you include the keeper as well. If you make an error, you're leading to a goal.
Yeah.
Benjamin Mendy against Wolves, he made that mistake. Sterling missed a sitter, but nobody criticises him for that. Because he scored 2 goals. It's hard being a defender in the defensive line. There's much more pressure on because in such a good team like City. Lewis Dunk, the answer to that question is Martin Lewis Dunk from Brighton. He's top class back.
4.1 million apparently.
4.1 bloody million. Get in there. It's a bargain.
Get him in.
That's money. That's money.
I know.
That is cheaper than that 17-year-old that we've just signed.
Absolutely. Well, somebody's just put on here. 1 minute. Martin just said, who would you get in for 60 million quid? Somebody's just put in. Sorry, there's been a massive jump in. Tons of comments just come in. Probably because we mentioned Koulibaly.
That's exactly what it is.
Somebody's just said on here, buy Diego Carlos, 60 million buyout clause. 65 million. Was it 60? Yes. Or was it that one? Got to be Diego Carlos, 65 million release clause. There you go, Martin. Let's see who else.
That's sensible. That is sensible. 65 million is sensible.
You know what? If it was 60 million or 70 million for 60 million, let's say there are 65 million for Koulibaly, I'd say buy him.
100%.
90 million or something else like that. It's Soyuncu from Leicester. Probably.
Leicester will want a lot for him, won't they? Leicester will want a lot for him.
Yeah, they will. They will. What else have we got? Martin says Soyuncu, no, not at 80 million. We've upset Carl by reading out what somebody else said, not us. Somebody else said.
It wasn't us.
55 million. No, it's 55 million euros that mate, not pounds also. So
don't be giving that 5 million extra.
No chance 100 million for a 29-year-old. No thanks. Sign a 24-year-old. Now Garcia is going. I'm with you, Alan, mate.
I agree.
Must admit. 90 mil for an unconvincing 29-year-old. Martin, would you take Diego Carlos? I really want him. Really. Martin, why not? He's the best young defender out there. City sorted for 5-6 years. Martin, if I was on there, well, what my retort? Sorry, mate. It's a business. We are not throwing money away on a 30-year-old. Good point. That's true. Also, that's also true. They've also got to think about, this day and age. I don't think it's City's model, and that's the thing. I know he's a good player, but I don't think it's City's model. They'll want somebody that they can get some money back off. And if we buy him, we're not going to get any money back on him. And certainly, if we're spending 60, 70, 80 million quid on somebody who's going to be 30 next year, you're not going to get. He might be great for 2-3 years, but I mean, you're not going to get any return on that. Nothing. And I don't think that's City's model. What's that? Sonu says Diego Carlos is 27 and Skriniar is 25. Van Dijk is 29 years, but he's already been at Liverpool for 2 years, Carl. That's the massive difference. I keep telling you that. I want Skriniar just been put off Koulibaly from the other night. He's not worth the money. Napoli is, I think you mean skimp Warren, I'm assuming. No, Aguero has travelled, but not in the 27-man squad. No, Aguero has travelled. Yeah, we said that at the beginning, mate. We were talking about it, saying he's travelled, but he's not actually been named in the squad. Klosowski, did you notice Varane does look good only with Ramos? He's not a leader. Yeah, I mean, obviously the of Ramos missing for them was massive. Kurt says, I like when City deal with Spanish teams since most just have release clauses and it's not the hassle of dealing with a board like Napoli. Napoli are always difficult to deal with. We know that. Carl says, Soyuncu came from Turkey, as was great. Kante from France and was great. I don't know. Is he naming a load of players now? I don't know. We are in Lisbon. Good news. We are. Tom, you want to say something, mate?
Yeah, I was just going to say, yeah, Soyuncu. Soyuncu's great in a Leicester squad. Look, Harry Maguire leaves Leicester and it's trash. And
we'll go to a bigger club.
Yeah, Leicester bottled the top four. I just remember that. Leicester were in it for nearly 12, I think it was 13 months they were in the top four. And they bottled it within, so he's not that good. You know what I mean? And he didn't play well against us whatsoever. When he played against us, he had a nightmare.
Yeah. I must admit, I wasn't with the Soyuncu things, I was never overly enthralled with the Soyuncu rumours and things like that at all. But, but Andy, are these defenders leaders, though? Well, I mean, people keep throwing these names like Diego Carlos and by this and Jimenez and all these players. I don't know, and it's not just the fact of are they leaders. It's the fact of do we know that they'd be great in the Premier League itself? For me, I just think always with centre backs in particular, it's a gamble. You look at United with Maguire. I mean, Maguire will still go to. He'll still be in the England squad next year, but he hasn't had a good season. I'm sure United and United fans can't possibly tell me, oh yeah, he's been really, really good. He might have improved their defence slightly, but he's not been you won't put him in anywhere near a Premier League team season or anything like that.
They wouldn't have said that if they didn't get top four. They wouldn't have said that if they didn't get top four. And the only reason they did get top four is because they played all the relegated, all the lower team sides, and scored a lot of goals, and got lots of penalties. So that's
well, it was plenty of VAR decisions.
Plenty of VAR to help them out.
Yeah. Abdul, you need to come on a bit earlier, mate. We discussed Bernardo earlier. Vertonghen is free. Yeah, I think we probably need somebody who's going to be the first choice centre back, and I don't think we need another sort of fourth, fifth choice, things like that. Though over his career he's done well, but I don't know how old is he now? 31, 32, something like that.
I think he's 33 now. I think he's venturing on to 33.
Could be. Ruben Diaz is probably the best option, but the price tag will be ridiculous. Yeah, City are not going to pay that. They've already said it. They said it last year. Now, this one we discussed it in depth. Mohamed Fares. Do you think the Ligt would be worth looking at? We discussed that on a Friday night social, didn't we?
Yeah.
About that, and I said absolutely. That was a player I think I said last season. If it was 100 million, yeah, buy him for that definitely. But because he's young and he was brilliant for Ajax, but yeah, I can't see it. I can't see him leaving. But we'll wait and see. Get Diego Antosin and keep Citizens. John, have you all reacted to United clocking up the Sancho deal yet? Because it's Man City fan TV, not United fan TV. Let them just go and cry over that. I mean, they'll probably come to a compromise. I don't know whether it'll happen this season. I'll be honest with you. Even though I think did Dortmund say that the window is finished now for that and everything. I think if they want they want to pay the money, they'll still pay.
And the president said something like he'll definitely be playing for us next season or something today. Apparently.
Yeah. So we'll wait and see. Right, just before we go, Jamie Short says, I'd take Lewis Dunker any day. Think he's quality. Well, if the rumours are true, he's a tenth of the cost of what we paid for Nathan Ake. So apparently, according to one journalist, he's worth 4.1 million. So if that's the case, I think we should buy him.
I agree.
Let's see. But anyway, that brings us to the end. I want to say a massive thank you. Is Tixie Delboy? What's that? Where's that come from?
I don't know. Idea.
Is Tixie Delboy top centre back? I think he means cheeky.
Yeah.
Cheeky. I think he means. Is he Delboy? No, he's not Delboy, mate.
Then he's saying top centre backs cost money, right?
Oh, right. Okay, yeah, get it. I get what he's saying. I think because he's called. I think he calls cheeky Delboy because he doesn't spend any money.
You should just call it. You should say it's from Yorkshire, and then he should be all right.
Yeah, I think he's just prudent, yeah. Before you start on cheeky, you should be running naked around the Etihad, shouldn't you? Great vlog, Andy. As always, cheers, everyone. Thank you very much, mate. Appreciate it. I think Martin's honest. That's a dick about with the channel, I think. Dunk is a leader. Yeah, I think he's a good player. Whether he's way up. Funk is a leader as well. I'd get Duffy and Dunk. They can't live without each other. Dunk is losing it now. Let's get rid of that. Chan Herb's on. Hello, mate. Not spoken to you for a long time. Love the new platform. Thank you very much, mate. Zagon says Ake and Laporte is worth a try together. Yeah, I totally agree with you. I mean, I'm sure we'll see that. Plazowski says, thanks for great content. I'll watch you lads again. Thank you very much. Don't forget, subscribe, hit that bell icon, and that way you'll be notified of the videos that come out all of the time. Mingy Wong says Tarkowski. He's done all right for Burnley.
Yeah,
interesting. Done all right. What was that? Love this. See ya, our kids. See ya, kid. I think Joe Smith. I'd go for. He wants Jonathan Tah. Tah. I didn't. But Tobias, our guy in Germany, he did a video talking about all this was last summer. All the best players that were around. Obviously, Upamecano and Jonathan Tah were two players he spoke about on there. So if you can go back to sometime in August, I think it was last year or July, you'll see the video where that Tobias did for us all about what he thought at the time were the next rising stars of German football. And Upamecano was in there, so was Jonathan Tah, so was Kai Havertz. This was before people knew a great deal about him. And out of all of the players from 1 to 11, talking about different positions, the one player he said, in my opinion, if City should go buy any German player, it should be Kai Havertz, and that was a year ago, over a year ago. And look what's happening now, 90 million quid for him. So anyway, Jamie Short says, watch United pay €100 million for Koulibaly. Hey, if they want to, good luck. Absolutely. Sancho staying at Dortmund, Sky Sports reported. Yeah, we said that earlier, mate. Tom with a hooligan jumper on. He's got his Stone Island on tonight, isn't he? He's going out for a battle royale, aren't you?
No, I'm not.
Down at Chippy.
There's luck with Chippy.
United are going after all our tags. They always do, mate, because they're absolutely just they can't scout, can they? City scout, United go after them. In any case, we will fix the back line and win everything next season, and the Scousers will complain again, absolutely. But guys, I want to say a massive thank you to everyone who's come on. Thank you for those, Alan, Martin, and others with the super chats. I really do appreciate it. Don't forget, one thing we are going to do. What we'd like is your comments. What we're thinking is we're going to set up a Patreon page on the channel, and what we'd like is your thoughts on that. And we're going to do it, and we're going to maybe look at various different additional videos and things for different tiered videos for it, where we'll do sort of full in-depth analysis on players and all sorts of things on there. But yeah, because we want to grow the channel. We are looking in very closely, once this COVID thing finally gets out, studio time. We're going to be in studios doing face-to-face interviews with City fans and all sorts of things. So yeah, it'd be really, really good. And but we can't do it at the moment because of COVID. But as soon as that happens, we have a studio all set up, ready to go. And we might get in there once, maybe twice a week. We'll wait and see. Or we might do it once every couple of weeks, depending on how many people want to come in. But yeah, it should be interesting. But to do that, we've got some setup costs and all sorts of stuff going into it. But it's just an idea. That's all. We might do it, we might not do it. But let us know what you think. Do you think we should do it? If you do, let us know, and we'll see. But anyway, merch. Remember, I told you guys a long time ago, Tom is ready to model. Yeah, we'll get Tom modelling the Man City Fan TV merch.
I can do. That's fine.
Yeah, there you go. We'll get him in vests and everything, so he can put his gun and do everything else. There you go. But guys, I want to say a massive thank you. I've had nearly 1,000 subscribers in the last 28 days, so it's been absolutely amazing. Views going through the roof, and it's all down to you guys. We really do appreciate it. And again, I want to say a massive thank you to Kiam for all the work that he did on the channel. We're going to miss him. Sorry, but you stuck with Martin for FIFA, so I can't wait for that one to come out. He's got big boots to fill, and Martin's going to do a great job, and he's going to be on camera as well while he's playing. So good luck with that one. But anyway, guys, listen. Again, thank you. Don't forget, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Hit that bell icon. That way you'll be notified when all new videos come through. Tom, thank you so much, mate. Appreciate it.
No worries. Thank you. Thank you again. It's been good.
Yeah, brilliant. I appreciate all of you guys for giving your comments in there. We can't put every single comment up, but we do our best to do that. Uwe Rosler, there you go, Martin. Martin is going to break his controller. Yeah, he probably will when he throws it at the wall after he's getting beat 4-0. But we'll see.
I'm beginner.
But guys, I want to say a massive thank you. Take care. We'll be back, and we'll be back tomorrow with some more news and more guests on the channel. But have a great evening, and we'll see you soon.